Hi, how are you? We're going to be looking at the tarot now for the 31st of July, and we're looking at our new moon in Leo. Good time to be setting lots of great intentions about us and how we want to be identifying ourselves, particularly if we've done some really great work with eclipses and we've got a new perspective on our life and how we are and who we are and how we want to be seeing ourselves. Voice just went a bit strange then, mostly because this message is very pertinent for me. Making lots of changes. I've had a wonderful time in July with the eclipses and had quite a few breakthroughs. So I'm very excited for the next phase, and in particularly the next phase with my business. So I'm loving all of that. And I find that when I listen to my guides and I take on board what they ask me to do, and I make the change, every time they reward me. And it's great. So it's really terrific. So I'm working with the Good Tarot. I think I was telling you that before I got distracted. I really wasn't going to buy this pack, but as it would be, I have got it. Oh, and they're jumping out. Do I work with all of them, she asks. Okay. All right. The answer is yes. All right, very nice. Yeah, I like very much what's come up. So I'm just going to wait. Okay, we'll do some more cards, but we won't do them right now. So the first one that's popped up, let me just put that to one side, is Call, and it's number 20. So you might know this as the Judgment card, but this is slightly different. This is a call to action, or a call to step up, and that fits very nicely with the new moon and new intentions, because these new intentions should be about you and what you want your life to be and how you want to be recognized by people around you for your life. So that's a lovely card to have. We've got the messages of water. Now remember, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? They are beautiful cards. And the messages of water is talking about messages about value and how we are valued, and is asking us to take some time to really listen to those messages and then get fully engaged with those messages when they come, because it is talking about a calling coming. We've also got coming after that the 10 of fire. And remember, 10 is the end of a cycle, and it's starting to be looking at a new cycle. So perhaps we're looking at, and this would make sense with the new moon, because the new moon's the beginning of a cycle. So right now what we're looking at is ending one way of, and fire is that element of how we are interacting with the world and how we see the world interacting around us. So again, there's a change in how, not just how we're perceiving the world, but remember, the biggest change for how you're perceiving the world is to change how you perceive yourself. So once you understand and change that self-perception, then you automatically start to change the world around you. And the other one that we've got, which is really lovely, is the Six of Earth, or the Six of Pentacles. And I love the six numbers. They're also it's like a progression card. It's a little bit of a new beginning card. So this is also talking about an opportunity within the way that we are living our life in the world, or if you like, if you're looking at this from before about business, how we're making our money, and this is talking about a progression in that and some a minor change within that. So I'm really like what the cards are saying, and I just got the word for more. So I'll just see what else is coming. So it looks like we're being called to action, which would sit nicely because we've also got the Sun, and Venus has recently moved into Leo, and we have the new moon in Leo. And don't forget, Venus is not just about a more love, it's about value, most importantly, and how we like to be valued and what we value. So there'll be some speaking up, I think, about that. Okay, and we're talking about two. Oh, okay. All right, so we had the 6 of Earth, and I said there was a bit of progression happening. We've got the 7 of Earth, and then we've got the 8 of Earth. And it's interesting because I had this in a personal reading for someone just the other day. So we're definitely looking at a progression. We're going 6, 7, 8. So there's something about how we've been living our life, perhaps how we've been making money, perhaps about our career, and we're really starting to make great progress in that, or this is the opportunity for us to make great progress in that. And the way that we're going to make great progress in that is to find our voice and to speak about what we want, what we believe, and what we understand. Sorry, it's still really hot here, so I've got the fan turned away from me. So forgive the fact that I'm looking like I'm working out. Never mind. All right. And what we've got underneath that, oh, I love this card. We had this card before. So the environment that we were looking at that's surrounding us at the bottom of the pack is the 7 of Fire. And remember I talked before about this card, you have to believe in unicorns. You have to believe in magic. And you have to believe in your right to believe in magic. And this is the environment now. You have a right to have your own voice. And that voice doesn't have to follow everybody else. And in fact, when we start thinking about Leo and individual and identity, we're talking about identity outside of references to other people in our life. So we're not talking just about you as a parent or you as a lover. We're talking about you as an independent individual. And there's that progression. 6. All right, that's the 6, and got to put the 7 in. That's the 6, 7, and 8 of Earth. So there's a nice progression. If I put it the other way, it moves in the right order. So there's a nice progression about how we see ourselves and how we want to be seen, and how we're making our way in the world, and what that looks like in terms of the world. And again, I'm just going to show you that 7, because there's the little angel having a chat. Yeah? There's a little voice having a chat. So now it's time to give oomph to that little voice. All right. I've gone a bit wild, but I've picked up some beautiful, what would you say, guidance cards, I suppose you would say. I was having a little bit of trouble finding some nice oracle cards, and now I've found, courtesy of my friends, some really fabulous ones. So this is it's guidance and empowerment for those working with light, and I tend to believe we all have a little bit of light inside us. So let's just see. Oh, let's see 1. Okay. Okay. Wisdom of the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is often associated with intuition. So we're talking about the wisdom of the intuition inside you that's calling to you. And don't worry if you're a man, we all have intuition. We all have yin and yang, male and female elements within us. So listen to the whispers, trust your intuition, and really, when you have the opportunity to speak, put forward what you want, because there's no point in keeping it a secret. There's no point in hiding it inside you. It's part of the law of attraction, the manifesting, the creation, and the intentions, is you have to speak them out loud. Even if you're speaking them into a mirror, you have to speak them out loud. And this is how you know if you believe it or not. If you can speak it straight into a mirror, straight into a camera, and watch the recording back, or keep that eye contact while you're doing it, then you know you are speaking the truth. You are speaking from within your power, and you're speaking from your heart and your soul. If you can't hide from yourself, you think you can, but you can't. So that's just a little test to see if you believe. And you have to speak with intent. You have to speak then in that you believe it already exists. Because remember when I spoke earlier about intentions and manifesting, you have to believe it's there. And I'm telling you point blank, and the world's telling you point blank. You have a voice that should be heard. Now's the time to get it all articulated and speak up. And remember, the other part of speaking up is also to listen. Okay, so there are your cards. It's a great time of progression in terms of our business and how we're moving forward and how we want to move forward. There's a real sense of progression and the capacity to progress in endeavors that we're taking on, and particularly endeavors that are important to us as an individual. Leo is not about identifying yourself through your tribe, through your family. It's also very much about identifying yourself as you. This is not saying you leave behind your identity, your relationships with others, but it is saying you look at yourself and you put yourself center and forward, and you are clear about who you are, not just as defining yourself through other people. And pay attention, because something is calling, and it's your intuition, and you should trust it. And for those of us who have been through a very turbulent time in trying to work out who we are in relation to people around us, because that was those eclipses in July, they're all about finding our authentic self. Congratulations, we're at the end of that process. You can breathe, you can relax, and it's time to speak up on all those things that you learnt. All right, wonderful. So nice of you to spend time with me. I hope this is a wonderful time of progress for you. Speak soon. You want to get in contact with me, you want a private reading, you can always contact me direct. Bye-bye.